Hello, you guys. How are you? My name is Ernesto from English for You Executive Language Center. Welcome to this English class. This is a B1.1 level. Guys, on this English class, you're going to learn how to make a wish in English. So, welcome, join me, and here we go. Let's get started. Okay, guys, this lesson is going to be divided into two sections. So the first section has two objectives. In the first objective, you guys are going to learn how to use, or you're going to learn, first of all, the expression I wish to express imaginary or fantastic situations in the present, something that's not real. And in the objective number 2 for the first lesson, you guys are going to practice and you'll become fluent and be more confident on how to use this new expression, I wish. Now, for the second part of this lesson, which is going to be in another video, you guys are going to learn the structure of the second condition. Now, once you learn it, we're gonna jump into the objective number 4 and the last one for this lesson, in which you guys are going to practice and be fluent and confident on using the second conditional in real and casual conversations. So guys, here we go. Welcome. Remember this lesson. In this lesson, you guys are going to learn how to make a wish in English. So join me, let's go. Okay, so let's get started. Let's learn first of all how to use wish. This structure, guys, is formed by a subject. In this case, we're going to practice it with I wish, and then we're going to need a subject. This subject, guys, can be another person, a pronoun, an animal, an object, you name it, all right? And then here comes the most important part of this grammar structure, which is the verb. Guys, even though this expression is used to wish something in the present, the verb here used has to be in simple past. So, the expression I wish, as I said, was to express something that's not possible, something that's imaginary in the present, okay, or something that you hope, right, that happens now in the present, but for some reason, this action is not possible, or this action is just in your imagination. Now, again, it doesn't matter that hope is in the present, the verb to be used in this structure has to be in simple past. So the structure is I wish, then a subject, which can be a noun, an object, an animal, whatever, you name it, and the next part, the verb in simple past. Okay, now guys, let's move on. Here we have some examples, so it's easier for you to understand this structure. Remember, the structure for this expression is I wish, subject. The subject can be whatever, object, animal, person, anything, and the verb in simple past. So, remember guys, try to repeat these sentences after me. So every time you repeat it, you guys can improve your pronunciation and of course your fluency. Let's go over sentence number 1. I wish I bought a new car. I wish I bought a new car. Remember to repeat after me. Please take a look at the structure. I wish. Wish is in simple present. But what happens with the verb? The verb is in simple past. So is this something that you wished in the past and now in the present you don't want it anymore? Not really. This is something that now you want it, but for any reason, it's not possible for you to have it. This is why it's in your imagination. This is why this action is not possible. So take a look at this photo. This guy doesn't have enough money. So if he doesn't have enough money, it's not possible for him to buy a car. So what happens? I wish I bought a new car. Let's move on to sentence number 2. Same structure and repeat after me. I wish I had a bigger house. I wish I had a bigger house. So take a look at the picture. There's this guy with a very, very small house. So his house is big? Not really. His house is small. But does he like this house? Maybe not. Why not? Because look at the sentence. I wish I had a bigger house. So what's the matter here? That in his imagination, he wishes he had a bigger house. In the past? No. Now. His wish is now. He wants a bigger house now. But for any reason, he doesn't have it or he can't have it. All right? So this is only in his imagination. Let's move on to sentence number 3. Remember, it's important you guys repeat after me. I wish Alice got a cheaper hotel room. I wish Alice got a cheaper hotel room. So look at the hotel room. Really big bed, pretty nice deco, really nice view, big space. So I bet this hotel room is not any cheap. I think this hotel room is expensive. But maybe these people don't have enough money. They can't afford the price to stay in this room. So what's the wish now? The wish is, I wish another person, in this case Alice, because if you remember the formula, guys, or the structure, this subject can be a person, an animal, an object, you name it. So in this case, I wish Alice got a cheaper hotel room. What happened with Alice? Did she get the cheapest room? I don't think so. I think she got the most expensive room. So maybe I don't have enough money to pay for it. I wish Alice got a cheaper hotel room. Let's move on to sentence number 4. I wish Tom and Jack arrived early to work. Guys, remember to repeat after me. I wish Tom and Jack arrived early to work. Guys, again, take a look at the subject, Tom and Jack. In this case, I change my subject. Instead of using I am using another two people. In this case, Tom and Jack. So what happened with Tom and Jack? Are they on time? I don't think so. Look at the picture. He's running, right? Because maybe he's late. So what happened? I wish Tom and Jack arrived early to work. Why? Because what's the real thing? The real thing is that Tom and Jack are always late. So my wish is that Tom and Jack arrived early to work. Guys, please be aware of the structure, wish in simple present, but the next verb in simple past. I wish Tom and Jack arrived early to work. Is this real? No. This is just in my imagination. All right? Remember, it's a wish. Let's move on to sentence number 5. I wish we booked a table before. Remember to repeat after me. I wish we booked the table before. So take a look at the picture. This is a restaurant. The restaurant is packed, is crowded, has a lot of people, and maybe I don't have a table. So I wish we booked a table before. Did we reserve a table? No. Do we have a reservation? No. So what's my wish? I wish we booked a table before. Guys, repeat after me. I wish we booked a table before. So just to wrap up this information, I wish, then a subject, but the most important about this structure is the verb. The verb has to be in simple past to express imaginary situations in the present. Good job. Guys, remember, if you need a review, you can repeat this lesson as many times as you wish. So let's move on. Now, people, let's practice how to make wishes, but now using the verb to be. If you paid attention on our last slide, I used different verbs. For example, bought, had, got, arrived, and booked. In this new section, we're going to practice how to make wishes, but now using the verb to be. Remember, the verb to be is is, are in present, and in past tense, was and were. So here we go. The structure pretty much is the same. I wish, and then a subject, and the verb to be. But the verb to be in simple past, just as the previous slide, guys. All right? So here we go. I wish Susan were here. Repeat after me. I wish Susan were here. Guys, take a look at the picture. This person is missing Susan, right? Why? Because Susan is not there. So what's the wish? The wish is, I wish Susan were here. Hey, wait a minute. Susan is she. So we learned in the past that the verb to be for he, she, it in the past is was. He was, she was, it was. What happens here? Why the verb to be is where? Guys, when you use the structure I wish and the verb to be, always is going to be where. You're going to use the verb to be in past where for all the subjects. Why is that? Because remember, this is an imaginary situation. It's not an action in the past. No, no, no. It's an imaginary situation. So the sentence goes, I wish Susan were here. Is Susan there? No, Susan is not there. Let's move on to sentence number 2. Remember, guys, to repeat after me. I wish he were a doctor. I wish he were a doctor. Now, look at this guy on his desk, right? Because of all the things he has on his desk, I pretty much can say he's a lawyer and not a doctor. So what's the wish? I wish he were a doctor. Is he a doctor? No, he's not a doctor. He's a lawyer, right? So repeat after me. I wish he were a doctor. The same thing, guys. Remember, the verb to be in past for he, she, it is was. He was, she was, it was. But in this structure, it's gonna be always where. He were, she were, it were. Why? Because we are expressing imaginary situations. Don't get confused, okay? These are not actions in the past. These are actions or imaginary actions for the present. Sentence number 3. I wish I were taller. I wish I were taller. So look at the picture. This guy is pretty short. Is he tall? No, this guy is short. Of course, this one is tall, but this one, the one who's short, I wish I were taller. Repeat after me. I wish I were taller. Is he tall? No, he's not tall. He's short. Now, can I change the subjects? Of course you can. For example, let's suppose that this guy's name is Jack. So, Jack wishes he were taller. Okay, you got it? Jack, remember, his name is going to be Jack. So, Jack wishes he were taller. I'm using wishes because I'm using the pronoun he. He wishes. Remember, wish is in simple present and the verb to be in past. And in this case, were is going to be used in all the cases. Let's move on to sentence number 4 and repeat after me. I wish they were my friends. I wish they were my friends. Oh, look at the picture. Look at this poor guy. These two girls are friends, but they're not friends with him. So he's pretty lonely. I wish they were my friends. Repeat it. I wish they were my friends. Can I change the subject? Of course you can. Let's suppose that his name is Tom. So Tom wishes they were his friends. Tom wishes they were his friends. Let's move on to number 5. Repeat after me. I wish John and Bob were a millionaire. I wish John and Bob were a millionaire. Oh my. Look at the picture. The wallet is empty. This person is cashless. No money at all. So is this person millionaire? Not really. I don't think so. So I wish John and Bob were a millionaire. Are they millionaire? No, they're not. Okay. Now guys, remember, if you need to review this lesson, repeat this video as many times as you wish, until the information is clear. Let's move on to more examples. Now, using a modal verb. If you remember, at this point, you already know that the modal verbs are may, can, shall, and will. Or they can be might, could, should, and would. So now let's use I wish, but now with modal verbs. Look at this. Let's get started with would. If you remember from previous lessons, we said, or you already know, that it depends on the modal verb you use, the percentage of certainty of the action. All right? So here on these examples, I try to put it from more probable to the least probable. All right? From the highest possibility to the lowest possibility. So I wish David would stop for sodas. I wish David would stop for sodas. You got it, guys? The structure is pretty much the same. I wish. Then you need a subject. In this case, my subject is David. And the modal verb with the verb, of course. So my modal verb is would. I wish David would stop for sodas. Now, guys, remember, you're expressing wishes. You're expressing imaginary or not possible or not so high probable actions. All right, you are expressing wishes. They happen. They don't. They will happen. I don't know. It's just a wish. So I wish they would stop for sodas. Let's move on to the modal verb should. I wish they should be able to come for Christmas. I wish they should be able to come for Christmas. Same thing, guys. I wish. Now I'm using the modal verb should. I wish they should be able to come for Christmas. Guys, remember to repeat after me so you can practice your pronunciation and increase your fluency. Sentence number 3, now using the modal verb could. Repeat after me. I wish I could jump higher. I wish I could jump higher. Once again, guys, you are expressing imaginary situations, right? I wish I could jump higher. And the last one, and the least possible, with the modal verb might. I wish we might travel next year. I wish we might travel next year. Remember, people, I wrote these 4 sentences according to the degree of possibility. So the most probable with the least probable might. Keep in mind that all these 4 sentences with the modal verbs, they are imaginary situations, okay? They are not for sure, so they're just imaginary situations. Okay, so guys, what's happened up to this point? Up to this point, you already learned the expression I wish, then a subject and the verb in simple past. You already know how to use it with the verb to be, and you already know how to use I wish with modal verbs. But what happens in negative sentences or negative clauses? Well, here we go. For negative clauses, guys, the sentence is pretty much the same. I wish, the subject, but now the negative form. Here we go, and repeat after me. Please, guys, keep in mind that we are practicing how to express wishes. Remember, a wish is something imaginary. It's something that has a very, very low possibility to be true. I wish Chris didn't write that note. I wish Chris didn't write that note. Remember, guys, at the beginning of this lesson, remember I told you that this expression is used in the present, right? To express a real situation in the present. So it doesn't matter you use the auxiliary in the past, didn't. You're not expressing a situation that happened in the past. No, you are expressing an imaginary situation in the present. Of course, because the verb is in past, to make it negative, you gotta use the auxiliary in negative form. I wish Chris didn't write that note. So what's the real thing? Chris wrote the note? Of course. Of course. Okay? I wish Chris didn't write it, but he wrote it. Now, sentence number 2. I wish Carl weren't fat. I wish Carl weren't fat. Remember, I'm using the verb to be. It doesn't matter that the subject is he, she, it. The verb to be in this structure is going to be were, always. So for the negative form, you go as weren't. I wish Carl weren't fat. Guys, repeat after me. So, what's the real thing? How does Carl look? Is he slim or fat? He's fat. The real fact is Carl's fat. All right. I wish he weren't, but I wish he weren't, but the truth is that Carl is fat. I wish Carl weren't fat because of his health. It's not okay to be fat. Sentence number 3. I wish I wouldn't get up early. Oh my. In the morning, right? It's tough. It's hard. So I wish I wouldn't get up early. Okay? What's the real thing? You get up early? I guess you do. To go to work, to go to school, to go to the office, to go to an appointment. I don't know. You name it. So maybe it's nice to stay longer on bed. I bet it is. So, but you can't, right? You have some obligations and responsibilities. So I wish I wouldn't get up early. The real thing, the fact, is that we get up early. And number 4, I wish they couldn't win the race. I wish they couldn't win the race. Well, this is too selfish because maybe I want to be the winner, all right? And I don't want other people to win the race. So my wish is they couldn't win the race, all right? I don't know, maybe they train longer, maybe they're stronger, maybe they have, or maybe a car race, maybe they have faster cars, I don't know. So my wish is they couldn't win the race. Okay, guys, at this point, you already know how to express wishes using regular and irregular verbs, using the verb to be, using modal verbs, and you also know how to make negative statements to express wishes. Very good. Now, guys, let's jump to our next section, which is going to be listening. Hello, guys. Once again, welcome now to the listening section. And in this part, you guys are going to hear a conversation, right, between two teenagers, right? And how many times it's happened that you guys wish, or you wish something that at this moment you don't have, all right? But maybe you guys are doing something to make that wish possible, right? And mostly when we were teenagers or when we're teenagers, right? And I don't know, but maybe one of the biggest wishes we had is I wish I didn't live with my parents. Did you hear the sentence? I wish I didn't live with my parents. I wish I didn't live with my parents. What's the real thing? The real thing is that this person lives with his parents. Or maybe another wish when we're teenagers. I wish I had more money. I wish I had more money, right? When we're teenagers and we don't work, we usually don't have money at all. So I wish I had more money, right? To buy, I don't know, whatever. Candy, go to the movies, go to a bar, buy a car, right? Very good. So people, please pay attention to this audio, right? And after I'm gonna show you the conversation so that you can listen and go over the conversation. But this first time, just pay attention to the conversation. Here we go.
So, are you still living with your parents, Dylan?
Yes, I am. But sometimes I wish I had my own apartment.
Why? Don't you like living at home?
It's okay, but my parents are always asking me to come home early. I wish they'd stop worrying about me.
Yeah, parents are like that.
Plus, they don't like my friends, and they won't stop criticizing them. I wish life weren't so difficult.
So, why don't you move out?
Hey, I wish I could, but where else can I get free room and board?
Okay. So, did you understand what he wishes? Now, I'm going to show you the extract of this part of the conversation.
So, are you still living with your parents, Dylan?
Yes,
This time, guys, I'm going to play the conversation again and follow it, please, here. All right, so you can check your comprehension, vocabulary, pronunciation, and intonation. Here we go. Listen and follow the conversation here on the screen.
So, are you still living with your parents, Dylan?
yes, I am. But sometimes I wish I had my own apartment.
Why? Don't you like living at home?
It's okay, but my parents are always asking me to come home early. I wish they'd stop worrying about me.
Yeah, parents are like that.
Plus, they don't like my friends, and they won't stop criticizing them. I wish life weren't so difficult.
So, why don't you move out?
Hey, I wish I could, but where else can I get free room and board?
All right. Guys, here we go. Let's analyze this conversation. Harry, are you still living with your parents, Dylan? This is something pretty usual. We're teenagers, right? Sometimes also in our 20s, it's very usual. We still live at home with our parents. So take a look. How does he make his wishes? I wish I had. I wish I had my own apartment. So, does he have his own apartment? No, he doesn't. That's something he wishes. He wishes he had his own apartment. Now, let's find another wish. Look, I wish they'd stop worrying about me. Guys, in this part, Dylan is using would. Remember, this is the contraction for would. Previously, we practiced how to use I wish with modal verbs. So, I wish they'd stop worrying about me. So, does his parents worry about him? Yes, they do. They worry about him. Does he like it? He doesn't like it. That's why he says, I wish they'd stop worrying about me. Okay, let's find out another wish. Of course, it's here. I wish life weren't so difficult. I wish life weren't so difficult. Remember what we practiced before. With the expression wish, using the pronouns he, she, it doesn't matter that the verb to be in past is was. For the structure wish, always is going to be were. He were, she were, it were. In this case, life is it. So I wish life weren't so difficult, right? And guys, another wish is here. I wish I could. Remember with the modal verbs? I wish I could. But where else can I get free room and board? Guys, of course, it's not easy to move out from our parents' house, right? Why? You gotta pay utilities, you gotta pay food, you gotta pay rent, right? And you're on your own, so, well, sometimes we have the wish, but we don't have the resources. Very good. Guys, I recommend you to repeat this section of the lesson as many times as you can so you can continue practicing your listening, pronunciation, intonation. Okay, let's move on to the next part of this exercise. Now, guys, I'm going to play for you the next part of this conversation, but you have to find the answer to this question. The question is, what changes would Harry like to make in his life? What changes would Harry like to make in his life? So listen and answer the question. There are two possible answers. Listen.
What changes would Harry like to make in his life?
Yeah, it's sometimes pretty hard to pay the rent. I'm thinking of finding a new job.
Really? What kind of job would you like?
I'm not sure, but I wish I worked somewhere else. I'm tired of this place. I need to live somewhere more exciting.
I know what you mean. Hey, maybe we could move to a different city. We could even be roommates.
Yeah, maybe.
All right. Did you get the answer? Well, if you didn't, let me repeat this conversation for you. Maybe this time you'll get them. Remember, there are two possible answers or two answers.
What changes would Harry like to make in his life?
Yeah, it's sometimes pretty hard to pay the rent. I'm thinking of finding a new job.
Really? What kind of job would you like?
I'm not sure, but I wish I worked somewhere else. I'm tired of this place. I need to live somewhere more exciting.
I know what you mean. Hey, maybe we could move to a different city. We could even be roommates.
Yeah, maybe.
All right. So, did you get the answers now? Here we go.
What changes would Harry like to make?
The first answer is he wishes he could find a new job. People, take a look at the structure. Because I'm using the pronoun he, the verb wish is in simple present, so you gotta use the s. He wishes. And the rest of the sentence as we've practiced. He could. He wishes he could find a new job. And the other answer, he wishes he worked somewhere else. He wishes he worked somewhere else. Does he like his work? Maybe he doesn't. Does he make enough money to move out from his parents' house? I don't think so. This is why he wishes he worked somewhere else. Good job, people. Good job. So, at this point, we are finished with the topic I wish. In this lesson, you guys learn and practice how to use I wish to express imaginary or not possible or very low possible situations in the present. We practice it with regular and irregular verbs. We practice it with the verb to be. We practice it with modal verbs. And you also practice it with modal verbs. And for the last section of this class, you guys practice your listening comprehension. Guys, thank you so much for paying attention to this lesson. Remember, my name is Ernesto from English for You Executive Language Center. You guys can reach me either in our website, englishforyounow.com/bio, or you can call us or text us directly via WhatsApp to 427-150-5585 in Mexico. Or you can also reach us and join us, please, into our Facebook channel or webpage. So you can find us as englishforyou.qro. Guys, stay tuned for the next part of this lesson, in which you're going to learn how to use the second conditional. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure for me. Goodbye.